and welcome to another Mario Party 8 minigame review.
This time we reviewed At the Chomp Wash, another Wiimote shaker. Bam, that's it.
Our next review, we are returning to the duel category again. Like seriously, how many times have we done this? With Balancing Act. So let's get to this minigame, shall we?
Here's how you play this minigame. You and your opponent are both in a separate obstacle course, and also on a gigantic circus ball. Your job is to try to make it to the end while avoiding obstacles. Well, that's pretty much it. To move your ball, you have to, rotate the Wii Remote as fast as you can. Yeah, that's pretty much the entirety of this minigame, and not even a record system, but I don't think this one really needed one, if I'm going to be honest, because even if the course does not change at all, it still is kind of redundant, since this is an actual duel minigame we're talking about. But I will say, I wish there was some actual course randomization to this, because it gets really easy to memorize after a while. While the thwomps do add a bit of challenge to this one, they don't add a lot. It's just kind of an easy minigame if you really know what you're doing, even up against hard computers like you're seeing here. But I will say, this is definitely significantly better than most of the minigames we've had, which, for our track record for previous Mario Parties, is actually embarrassing. That is no. But hey, I will say, I would prefer this over the regular Wiimote shakers. You can potentially call this one. However, with the obstacles, it kinda isn't, I guess? But I really don't have much on this minigame, and I don't think it's gonna be anyone's favorites. Let's just get to the overall thoughts, because why not at this point? Shall we?
Overall, Balancing Act is an alright minigame. You're just moving the Wiimote, like just waggling it as much as you can just to get to the end. There are some points of divergence where you have to be careful of various obstacles. That isn't really saying much, but it's at least something. What I would prefer is if the course changed, because it does not at all. And this is one of the many games that would have benefited greatly with that. And yeah, this is another great example of that. Especially since this is somewhat a Wiimote shaker. It barely goes out of the realm of it because of the obstacles. But just to let you know, it almost got there. I will say, it stands out a lot more than the previous two. And trying to go against your opponent in this definitely feels a lot more tense than it would in the previous two. Especially with the obstacles, even if it's pretty easy to avoid them if you know what you're doing. I'm gonna say, this edges out the previous two, obviously, with 3 stars. It usually takes like the first 3 reviews to get there. No, it took us all the way to the review 5 to get there. That's a bit concerning. And that's it for today. Up next, we're reviewing Blazing Lassos. See you guys then.